Good morning. This is Shri here, and I'm going to do a quick recap of the US Open. I know on a couple of days back on Saturday night, my friend Dr. Dan Kessler and I predicted the winners of the US Open. Dan went with Scottie Scheffler, and I went with Wyndham Clark, and it did come out to be Wyndham Clark. And Wyndham Clark edged out Rory McIlroy by one stroke to win the US Open at the Los Angeles Golf Club. And he was unbelievable, especially on the last day, with multiple players, really top-ranked players breathing down his neck. Rory, Fowler, Scheffler, and even Dustin Johnson. Cam Smith made a late push, but it was going to be a 4-horse race throughout the day. But Ricky Fowler, who started off very well in the first 2 days, waned away in the last day. And Clark won with 10 under par with a one-stroke win over Rory McIlroy. And he entered the final day pairing, tied with Ricky Fowler for the lead at 10 under. And McIlroy was 9 under entering into the final day. But here's where it turned in my mind. Fowler had a bogey on the 18th hole on Saturday. It was an easy putt that he missed. And Dan and I did talk about it, where we mentioned that could linger into Sunday. And it proved out to be the case. McIlroy played well, but McIlroy could not make a putt. Same with Scottie Scheffler. Both of them could not make 6 feet, 10 feet putts. And Wyndham Clark was steady. His up and down were excellent. He built a 3-shot lead on the 14th, but then he had another. But he persevered, and when it came down to the last hole, he just needed a par to win, and he was about 60 feet from the hole, I think, with his third shot, and then he was able to tap in for par. Again, for those who don't know much about Clark, he went through a lot of things, very brash, fearless attitude that he had. He even mentioned during his post game that there was a point when he used to break his clubs. I think the turning point must have been when he won the Wells Fargo Championship at Quail Hollow a few weeks back. That was in May, actually. So he'd only played in 6 majors before, and his best showing was tying for 75th. So he was brilliant. His approach shot on the 18th to set up, on Saturday, that put himself in the lead. And then with Fowler kind of bogeying 18, kind of gave that swing for him. And I think the other thing would be is that, McIlroy, it's been about 9 years since he has won a major. Again, he's pretty young, so he still has an opportunity to win multiple majors. But with the new crop of players, and with also players like Wyndham Clark breaking through the golf ranks, this is going to be an uphill task for McIlroy. But the day belongs to Wyndham Clark for his steady play, never flinched. There was a time when the score was tied, but I think he kept persevering throughout the entire round, hit some unbelievable shots, and got a 1-stroke lead over McIlroy and won it. And again, we could talk all about did McIlroy do enough to win? No, or I think it was the putting that let him down. And same thing with Scottie Scheffler. Kudos to Wyndham Clark for taking home the coveted 123rd US Open trophy. And that would recap the US Open. Thank you so much.